I am resident of Color with Jewel Saints for YouTube. This is my buddy Patrick McCray, author of the Dark Shadows Daybook and Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound. We're here to do a very, very fun topic. We're taking the Dark Shadows cast and putting them in Star Wars roles, which is a lot of fun.
Could we do it?
Yeah, this is our.
It was a challenge put forth to you by one of your readers, and we answered the call.
Yes, we did. So
I was in a cab to another studio, and Joel called me, and he turned me back around to come to Central Studios on Metroburg Street, where he films this from, and that's it's an interesting thing because Jules gets half off on the rent because the studio he's filming in actually is only half as big. It starts at his stomach, and his legs are dangling into the offices below, but it's a half floor. And why do they charge you only 75% of the regular rent? Here's a thought, and I don't mean to be sizist, but it's this, Joel. If you make Game of Thrones action figures, right?
Yeah.
And they cost, let's say, $20 each. Maybe that's what one of these dolls costs. I don't know. $20 each. When it comes to the Tyrion Lannister figure, which is Peter Dinklage, should it only be $10 because it's been half the plastic? He's a little person, and it's half the plastic.
See, like when you buy a toy, okay, like when you're going through the toy aisle, like when I was a kid compared to now, because my kids go through the toy aisle, like I feel my generation of toys were made better because when you bought a GI Joe, it was flexible. You could move it around. You could literally throw the thing and it wouldn't break, or at least it felt like that way. And like the old wrestling action figures were actually action figures. You could do stuff with them. And then when you buy the Army Men, like Army Men were interesting because they didn't necessarily move, but they were sort of attached to, like, there were these like boards underneath their feet, sort of, and weird plastic things.
Yeah.
So, but you had to pick them up and move them, like if you played a strategy game with the Army Men.
Yeah, of course you picked them up. What else were you supposed to do?
But the one thing that I loved the most about the Army Men was their vehicles. I mean, their vehicles were
really,
yeah, tank and stuff. That was awesome.
Wait, what vehicles did they have? What was that first that you mentioned?
They had a tank. They had they had a fighter jet, but I know fighter jets are used in the Air Force and Navy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the Army. I know there's different branches.
Okay, now wait. Which one if Air Force has the airplanes, which one does the Army have? Which vehicle?
I think they have the helicopter.
Yeah, but which ground vehicle? You just mentioned it. What type of ground vehicle do they have?
They have they had a tank, but they also had, like, when I was a kid, they also had a Jeep thing. They had this Jeep, Army Jeep that they had.
Did they ever have a Jeep Blonde?
No.
Get it? So what's the plural of the word tank?
Oh my God.
Joel,
well,
S on the end of a word to make it plural.
Yeah. Tanks. Yeah.
You're welcome. This whole time I've been trying to manipulate you to say tanks. And you kept saying a tank. And then I manipulated into it, and you said helicopters. It's like, oh God, I'm getting even further away. I just wanted you to say tanks so I could say welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Pat.
That's what all this is about. All this, and it's getting into the weeds of Army toy talk. And
so which Star Wars character do you want to cast first? Let's do Obi-Wan.
Well, I was going to start. Well, we could do Obi-Wan, but what I was thinking is that we start with the earliest point that we have in the filmed Star Wars universe. Okay. And we cast some of the highlights. So you're in episode 1, everyone's favorite episode. what characters do we even bother talking about?
How about Qui-Gon?
Qui-Gon Jinn. What a great place to start. The first Jedi Master that we meet. Qui-Gon Jinn. Whew. So now we're already in trouble because are we talking about the cast, the ages they were when they made Dark Shadows?
No,
or the ages they were when those movies were made?
No, let's stick to their ages when they made Dark Shadows.
Okay. It's going to be a young cast. That's all right. Okay, Qui-Gon Jinn. Oh boy, it's got to be Thayer David. I mean, he's the one. Oh no, Frank Schofield.
Ooh.
William Flyfield Malloy, or yeah, William Bumstead Malloy. What was his middle name? Hudstitch.
I don't know. I know Bill Malloy was his name. So.
And Love was his game.
That's an interesting. I'll give you, because when I think of Qui-Gon, and I think of the words he spoke about when young Anakin says about him being a Jedi, and he says, "How do you know I didn't kill a Jedi?" Which was, I love that line.
Well, clearly doesn't stop him later.
Right. I would have put Louis Edmonds.
Sure. How to fold a pocket square in the Jedi fashion, and not like a Sith. The Sith fold it right to left.
Yeah, I know he's not as tall as Liam Neeson.
Sure.
But I think, again, I like your choice though, because Bill Malloy, Schofield was a great actor.
Yeah. I mean, he's but I'll tell you what, if you had cast Frank in the part, the entire saga wouldn't have happened, because he'd just be too damn sensible.
Really?
I'm not falling for that kid. He's got evil written all over him. Look at him, the cur.
He probably was.
He keeps referring to Obi-Wan as Mrs. Stoddard. Look here, Mrs. Stoddard. 100% USDA prime man. And if you find one, let me know. That's what he would say. I had a theory about him. All right. So young, not young, but 20-something Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yes.
20.
Who do you cast?
Oh God, that's so tough. I cast the guy who played Frank Gardner.
As Obi-Wan, you've got all those actors.
Yeah.
For Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's going to be the lead in 3 movies.
Yeah.
And you cast a guy who was on Dark Shadows for like 10 minutes.
Yes.
Why do you cast Conrad Bain in the part while you're at it? I think he had more to do. Frank Schofield.
You know what though? When you look at his scenes with Victoria Winters and how soft-spoken he was and how sort of calm and relaxed he could be at times, he sort of reminded me of Obi-Wan a bit.
Oh, yeah, you just did too. But yes, I get now. Yeah, I'm Jewel. As the producer of this thing, I'm telling you right now, as the Rick McCallum, was that his name? Rick McCallum? As the Rick McCallum of the Jewel Saints Productions, I'm not going to accept Frank Schofield as Obi-Bloody-Wan Kenobi. Raise the bar. Think of those actors. Raise the bar.
Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll tell you what. Obi-Wan. When I think of Obi-Wan and a main character a main actor from Dark Shadows.
You think of Obi, you're not thinking of the very small feminine hygiene product. You're thinking, yeah.
You know what? Why not cast oh God, yeah, John Carlin.
Now you're cooking with gas, and we can smell it from here. Yes, I was thinking either John Carlin, although he's a little street tough for Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's a little more pinky extended. I'm thinking James Storm. It's behind you, Joel.
No, my daughter's behind me.
Sure.
Yeah,
Like
James Storm is a great actor. Yeah, I can see
he is,
James.
and he has that sense of refinement that I think would be really interesting. And I can see him yelling, "I have the high ground."
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Who would you cast as Jar Jar Binks?
Well, that's a very loaded question, Joel. Because there is no. I get maybe Michael Stroka comes the closest to being Jar Jarvian.
Stroker. Yeah, Stroker would be a pretty perfect pick.
I mean, Mike Stroka strikes me as a guy, and I say this as a compliment, who if he showed up to the set and Henry Kaplan handed him a script and said, "Mike, there were a lot of talks, and I'm not going to say I won because I didn't." And then Stroka opens it up, and it's like, Misa going to show the world how bad Misa really is, or whatever. That Stroka would go, "I'm an actor. I'll make it work."
Yeah, I could see him playing the part, or at least, well, voicing Jar Jar and doing the movements. Another guy who I could see sort of doing that again, but he played more of a rough character, was the actor who played Buzz.
Oh yeah, Michael Hage. He'd show up and play Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah,
Sure, Jar Jar would be far cooler.
it would. What about young Palpatine, or yeah, Senator Palpatine?
But well, it's the same actor that they age.
Yeah,
So it's a Humbert.
yeah, Humbert would be great as a young Palpatine. My God,
And
what
with
a
age makeup, imagine the Dick Smith age makeup that they did for
yeah,
Barnabas, then as the Emperor.
yeah. He would be amazing as that character for sure. Humbert
Yeah.
could just go, and
Yeah.
he's cool because he plays. But he plays Nicholas, who's a cool ass warlock, who's like the guy you want to hang around. That's sort of how Palpatine is in the first couple, movies.
I got a dark horse choice for Darth Maul.
Who's that?
Clarice Blackburn.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine
Clarice.
that red all over the face and the horns. Like when Clarice Blackburn took off her wig and you saw all the horns on her head. I'm just kidding. She was a lovely woman and a fine writer. She just played the meanie as Minerva.
Yeah.
God. Although I bet she had the best time of those actors. Just looking at the juicy parts that got thrown her. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll make it. It's better than asking Roger if he wants more ham.
Now, you know who I'd put as Darth Maul?
After I just said this lovely thing about Clarice Blackburn, yes, I don't think it's a part Clarice would want to play. Well, who would want to play Darth Maul?
Don Briscoe.
Donnie Briss. He would do it. He would do it. He'd be great.
I mean, what a hell of an actor, too. I mean, so.
Soon the Jedi will be revealed. Soon we'll have our revenge. I just want to go to sleep.
Who are you casting as young Anakin Skywalker?
Gee, I wonder how many choices I have. There, is that your answer?
Yeah, David Ennis.
Yeah, David Hennessy.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's sort of like the no-brainer
Elcar.
Yeah,
A little moppet wig on, CGI'd to look tiny.
Here's one I think that would is going to be pretty tough. Who's the Jedi Samuel L. Jackson played? Oh my god!
Istvan, you got some lines. He's one of the only black men in the Dark Shadows. He's one of the two black men in the Dark Shadows universe. No, he's one of the one black men in the Dark Shadows universe. And so, yeah, he's kind of gets it by default. And I'm not saying that because he's not a talented actor. He'd be a hell of an imposing Jedi.
Yeah,
you know. I mean, we're not talking about Gary Coleman or something. So as a Jedi, which would be great. Although Todd Bridges, I think, would be more imposing.
No. Now, who would you get to, I guess, voice Yoda?
Who would I get to voice Yoda?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Grayson.
No. She could pull it off. For sure.
That wisdom, that croaky voice, from all the smoking, and and just the sense of, that finding perverse pleasure in Luke's suffering. I mean, happy 15th birthday, Matthew Hall. But no, they loved each other. I'm just kidding. But I think she could do a good laugh.
Yeah, she could. Let me see. Voice Yoda. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
You know who would be? I would love to voice Yoda and do that voice to the actor who played oh my god, I'm blanking on names and that's not good. I'm gonna go Aristide on this
Andy
one.
Serkis. Oh no, he's okay. Michael Stroke.
I'm gonna go Michael Stroke on this one. I think he could do it.
Okay, Yoda. That's
Yeah.
Fascinating, Captain.
I think he could do it.
He could do it. He's just more of he's your Lando Calrissian figure.
No, he would be for sure in the sequels. Like when you're talking like characters who more fit some of the DS characters they played. Yeah, sure, he would be like a Lando Calrissian for sure. I'm trying to think about what about Padme?
Well, yeah, that's it's Cass Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander.
She's the lead. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that one. I would cast her Alexander as well. That's too good to pass. Okay, so are you just taking the same actors and aging them in the roles, or are you picking different actors?
Yeah, I think we imagine, they have age makeup put on. Yeah. And so, except when we go to the episode 4 leap for Obi-Wan, then we have to get an age appropriate actor.
Okay, so we'll go to that movie. We'll go to A New Hope, which was the original.
Oh, wait a minute, we got Revenge of the Sith, but no, we got Attack of the Clones, and we got Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, who do you cast as the bounty hunter in Attack of the Clones?
The bounty? You mean Jango Fett?
Yeah.
Boba's dad. Well, it's the same actor you cast as Boba.
Yeah.
So, and it's got to be kind of a squat, compact figure because Tamura Morrison is not a paragon of height.
No.
Not my height. So a compact actor, a compactor that they had on the show who wow. I don't know. Who do you cast? I
would now again, he wasn't in Dark Shadows a bunch. I'm gonna cheat here because he's small. Number one, he's small enough for the role, but he was more in as an extra. I'm gonna go Harvey Keitel.
Well, Harvey was on Dark Shadows.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel, perfect. You did it.
Yeah. Because hey, he was on Dark Shadows very briefly. He was there as an extra. So why not cast him in this role? And he's played some tough guys in his career. So who do you cast?
As who?
As Jango Fett or as Boba Fett?
Yeah, Harvey Keitel.
Oh, Harvey.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to think of the other characters. What about because we meet Padme's parents in this episode too. Who do you cast as them?
I don't remember her parents. So it doesn't matter. It's like we might as well start talking about Boss Nass. That's there, of course. He can show up as something else later. No one's going to recognize him under all that digital crap anyway.
You know who I cast as Pat, especially if you're doing Alexander as Padme. You know who I put as her parent? Now, obviously,
you're going to cast Joan Bennett.
Yeah, you're going to cast Joan, but
Uh-huh.
I'm also going to cast Schofield as the father.
I had a different suggestion, because that brings up too many issues of Bill Malloy being, Padme's father. But Justin Collins.
Yeah.
Justin Collins.
Yeah.
Justin, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Padme's
So
parent.
now on to Attack of the Clones.
Well, Revenge of the Sith is where we're at.
No, you missed Attack of the Clones because it's got Count Dooku Kachu.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Played by Christopher Lee.
Played by Dookie Howser, yeah.
So who do you cast as Count Dooku?
Dookulingus. Who do I cast as Count Dooku Kachu? Well, it's got to be one of the older actors, Abe Vigoda, who was not one of the older actors, but he looked like it.
Yeah.
Abe Vigoda make a good Count Dooku.
Yeah, he would make a great Count Dooku. I can't say he wouldn't have. That's a tough one because again, you're going by age, and like, I know again he wasn't that age, but when he's in the old man vampire makeup, I would have put Jonathan Fred.
I got some saving Johnny. Saving Johnny. You're saving Johnny F. You can't have him as Dooku Kachu. It's got to be someone who only appears in a little bit of the series. It's only a little part. So
let's see. Again, you're right. Abe Vigoda would be the one who would do it because he's the right age.
He's gaunt.
He looks the right age. So I guess I'd go Abe Vigoda because there's really just I can't.
Better than Conrad Bain.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think if there's anybody. What's that?
That's Mon Mothma as Conrad Bain.
Oh my God. Who's somebody in these movies? Who's a character in these first three movies that you appreciated most?
The usher who opened the door and let me out. I guess Count Dooku. I mean, none of them get to do much. George Lucas, by his own admission, is no Shakespeare, and so I mean, it's any wonder that the best Star Wars movie is the one written by Lawrence Kasdan and Lee Brackett, writer of The Big Sleep.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are not mega memorable characters. It's not like you've ever watched a movie and gone, you know what, that's a Count Dooku moment. No, you haven't. I mean, so you're asking me which actor I like the most? Yeah. Oh, McDiarmid. That guy can make the phone book interesting. The Emperor.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, he's one of England's finest actors. So yeah.
I mean this in no disrespectful way to Christopher Lee, but I wish they would not have killed Ray. I believe Ray Parks' character in the first movie.
That was a dumb move. Darth Maul has been around for a while. He's a really interesting villain. We could have found out a lot about.
Yeah, I think they sort of pulled the plug a little too quickly on that character, and I think he'd have been a way better villain than Dooku, because he could have manipulated the Senate, and not revealed Palpatine in that moment.
Wait, which actor?
Well, who'd
you want for Dooku?
No, for Dooku, I said
I'm sorry, you're talking about Darth Maul. Yeah,
Darth Maul.
I don't know if Darth Maul could have manipulated the Senate. He's a little intimidating looking.
He's more of a ninja too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when was the last time you saw a ninja kind of move? Well, I guess could move smoothly through the Senate because he's a bunch of fat old men. But then turn around and say, "My fellow senators, we have the ninja." That's not going to happen.
No.
Sho Kosugi for the great state of Minnesota. No.
Now, in the third in Revenge of the Sith, Padme's a pregnant. We're going to keep Alexandra. So, who do you get as, because there's a guy in this movie who ends up adopting Princess Leia, which is going to be Princess Leia. Who do you cast?
Bail Organa. It was
Yeah.
Bail Organa, played by the great Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
So who do I cast as Bail Organa?
Yeah.
Well, the only Latino I know of to appear on Dark Shadows who's Anthony George.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see Anthony George as that.
It'd be great. What would be really funny is if, like, halfway through the movie, it went from being Mitch Ryan to Anthony George.
Now, you could actually pull that off when the character gets older.
You could. Okay, so have we done Revenge? Because I don't think anyone else knew. I mean, General Grievous doesn't count. You know, that's it. Get him a CPAP, for God's sake. And, you know, hee-haw and Merry Christmas. Jimmy I got all these arms, you see, and I'm gonna cut you up because I'm a general. God, don't shoot me in the lung. I know you can see it. I have all this armor, but nothing over my lung. What's up with that? You'd think it's kind of vulnerable, like my only remaining part. Well, there's another one, but that's covered up. Genital Grievous.
Oh my God. So I guess we're on A New Hope now. What about older Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Okay. That's your Jonathan Frid.
Yeah, I would agree. Jonathan would be the best one for Obi-Wan Kenobi. What about young Luke Skywalker?
That's Chris.
Yeah, Chris. God, that would be really, really. Christopher Pennock would be great as Luke Skywalker. But I'll say this. I'm gonna save Christopher Pennock for somebody else in this movie. I like your pick, but for young,
pick. I have somebody else for that part.
For young Luke Skywalker,
yeah,
who would make a lot of sense when you look at Dark Shadows as there. I'm gonna go James Storm.
James Storm's playing young Obi-Wan.
Well, yeah, but
because see, then it goes from dark-haired young Obi-Wan to dark-haired less Jonathan Frid. That's all I'm saying.
I know,
but you can whine a little bit more. Think of Jeb.
Yeah.
Think of Jeb. The sand is.
Well, here's yeah, Christopher Pennock would be a good choice. I like your pick.
In your look at your heart, for you know it is true.
Yeah. I just would like to see James Storm as Luke Skywalker.
He's too slick. He's too smart. He's too evolved. Oh boy, somebody's about to get evolved. There he goes. He's taking off the belt. No, he's not. But what is Jewel doing? We're watching him. We're watching him. Our voices are being recorded right now. And he's coming back. I see an arm. I saw an arm fly out at one point. Float out, really. Jewel's a supremely nonviolent man. But we will see Jewel kind of standing. So if you're watching this, get ready to kind of make it real slow. And so you can see we've never seen Jewel in this state before. I'm serious. I'm excited. I just can't hide. See, until yesterday, I thought this door was a sink. And it's like the set designer came in. He's back. He's got an angelic chair. He's lurching towards my God, he's a tall man. Jewel, how tall are you?
6'3".
You're 6'3"?
Yeah, give or take.
Boy, Gordon's got to start being a lot nicer to you. He's my height. Good Lord.
I'm a gentle giant, though. I try not to hurt anybody.
You could just take a nap on us, and we would be incapacitated. You would be like, if we go to a convention, I want to be like a marsupial and ride around in your pouch. What could I at Dark Shadows Day? We'll go out there, Patrick McCray. Hi, guys.
God. Who would you cast as Han Solo?
Mitch Ryan.
Yeah, good choice. I'm gonna cast David Selby.
Wow, that's another very good choice, Jewel. And okay. God bless Chris Penny. God bless him. But let's have an honest conversation.
Yeah.
Do you want to cast D-Cell as Luke?
Yeah. I could see that.
He's a farm boy.
Yeah.
Already. I think we save Chris for something else.
Yeah.
I think we got to go with David Selby.
Yeah.
He's bouncing off. Oh, and then you know who you have as Han Solo.
Who's that?
Joel Crothers.
Yeah, I could see Joel.
Forbes like.
Yeah.
Oh, and then bouncing off of wide-eyed innocent David Selby.
Yeah, that I could see too. It'd be really good chemistry.
That would be good.
Now, who would you now he's depending on which version you watch, who would you get to voice Bubba the
Bubba
Jabba
Hotep.
the Hutt?
Well, Jabba the Hutt only has one voice.
I know.
You haven't gotten to him yet. He's in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but
or you fat Jabba who's walking around like that guy, like original.
Yeah.
Shoot. Dana Elcar, I guess.
Yeah. I would go Dana Elcar too, because I just want to see Dana Elcar in a Star Wars movie, or at least hear him in a Star Wars movie.
No, he's the Sarlacc keeper in Return of the Jedi. The guy who gets upset about the Sarlacc, that's Dana Elcar. Shoot. Okay, so who are we casting?
I think we just did Boba Fett, but how about let's cast
it's Alex Stevens.
What's that?
Alex Stevens is Boba Fett because he's a stuntman. We never see his face.
That's true. What about Tarkov or
Grand Moff Tarkin?
Yeah.
Villain of villains. Well, okay, Louis Edmonds.
Really, really, really good. I'm gonna go a different route on that, because we only see him as a protagonist in Dark Shadows. The guy who played King John and Romano.
As Grand Moff Tarkin?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's a good actor, sure. Johnny Romano.
I think he could do it simply because of the way his on-screen presence was on Dark Shadows. It seemed like he had really. What's that?
What about no? Tarkin's like a little guy.
But yeah,
he's not a grand figure. I'm Daniel Keyes. Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, I could see that. Let's see. Now I think we're keeping
Mapes.
Let's see, we're keeping that. What about the voice of Darth Vader and Darth Vader himself?
Well, for the guy inside the suit, Robert Rodin.
Yeah.
As the voice, well, maybe Robert Rodin.
Yeah.
Got that deep voice. As Darth Vader, who else? Mitch Ryan as the voice would be good.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm with you on Robert Rodin, like all the way for both too, because like that's too good for him, like not to be.
Let Robbie do the voice. Let Robbie do the voice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the characters in A New Hope. I know we did. Yeah, Princess Leia. That's right.
That's Catherine Lee Scott.
Yeah, I could see Catherine Lee Scott as princess.
And you sort of have one female protagonist leaves, another female protagonist takes over. It's Catherine.
Yeah, I could see that. I like that.
And then there's Ray, jumping ahead a little bit, then that's Kate Jackson.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. That's
Okay.
I think we're done with that one. I think.
Han Solo, Chewbacca.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Chewbacca. Who do you cast as Chewbacca?
Alex Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens. Yeah. I'll give you the one guy who was you talked about. He played a zombie on Dark Shadows. He was a wrestler.
Chuck Morgan.
Yeah.
Chuck's a big boy. All right, Chuck Morgan is Chewbacca. Chewbacca is going to need a bigger bandolier, but yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be big, so why not?
Big Ben Morgan. That was his wrestling name.
There you go. Let's see. We did Chewbacca. Okay, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. We get an
Whoa! We left off an important one. The voice of C-3PO.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, who this has got to be?
Who would you get?
English sounding and easily irritated and natty in their feet. Louis Edmonds. Oh, you can hear him now. His hand.
Now he's not. Now you know who. Louis Edmonds would be great as C-3PO, as voice in C-3PO. Yeah. I'll tell you though, I would I'm trying to think.
You're just coming up with someone, so it's not my choice.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's hear it. Get it over with.
Oh God. Well, I'm blanking on names, so you have to give me. Oh, the guy who the guy who played Morgan.
Keith Prentice.
Yeah, Keith Prentice.
C3. That's a loud C3PO.
That's right. I need a loud one.
Got to have a bigger hole in his face.
That way he can be really loud and in your ear.
I got something for Keith later on. Trust me, I had this whole thing planned.
What? Wait a second. What about D2?
That's just beep beep boop boop. That's not dialogue.
That's true. Yeah. Sure. Let's see. We did Tarkov. Did that. Well, okay. Empire Strikes Back. Now we do get the Emperor in part 2. We also get Lando Calrissian, who's a new character. So who you casting as Lando?
Is Lando?
Sorry.
That's your John Carlin.
Ooh.
That's your John Carlin.
Yeah, I could see.
But he turns you over to the Empire, but then and also imagine him just endlessly saying, "Come on, Han, old buddy, don't let us down," in the third movie, which is Lando's only line, and he says it like 39 times.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Dennis Patrick for Lando Calrissian.
Another good choice.
Dennis. Now we get a bounty hunter in this movie too. Different, not the same one. A clone of the. So who would you cast as the bounty hunter? Boba Fett.
Well, who played him in the last one? Who did we cast?
Well, that was Jango Fett, I think. That was a different one, I think.
Yeah, the same actor plays all of them because Boba's a clone.
Oh, that's right.
Jango.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. He is a clone. Oh, I think we both have different choices. I forget who we picked.
Somebody good. Oh, it was Johnny Briscoe. It was John Briscoe.
Yeah. So yeah, Briscoe. I'm trying to think of all the new characters we'll get in. What about the Emperor? You just.
What's still who'd we cast before? Humbert.
Yeah.
It's still Humbert. Yeah.
What's all the one commander? I can't think of his name. The alien looking
No one.
one.
Oh, Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
He's more of a Return of the Jedi kind of guy, but Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. Someone authoritative. You bring back Frank Schofield. It's a trap. That's what he said as he's falling over the edge of the cliff at Widow's Hill. It's a trap. Man, Morgan says, I have the high ground now as he's plunging to his doom.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think. You know what? I would like that's a great choice. Schofield's a great choice. But I would actually love to hear Mitch Ryan as that role. It's a trap. I can hear him say that.
It's a trap, baby.
Let's see. Try to think of anybody, all the other characters we get in this movie.
Nobody.
Yeah, there's
Return of the End. Strikes Back. I think that's it.
So there's
Return because Yoda's Grayson Hall for me.
Yeah. So there's a Return of the Jedi. We don't really get new characters. We just get the same characters.
Okay.
Well, wait.
We get Jabba the Hutt.
Well, yeah, we get Jabba
the Sarlacc.
You know who we get?
That's Dana Elcock.
You know who we get in Return of the Jedi? We get the little furry creatures.
The Ewoks?
Yeah.
That's just, Amy Jennings and
so a bunch of
just the people from the Blue Whale.
Just some people from like how you just. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'd like to see Amy Jennings Ewok. That would be cool. I'd watch that for sure. Who would you get to do the Star Wars theme if not John Williams?
Robert Colbert.
Yep, absolutely.
Bob Colbert.
Yep.
I always want to call him Colbert and make him fancier, but I think it was Colbert.
Yeah, Bob's a hell of a composer. Was a hell of a composer and doesn't get enough credit for it. So yeah, I'm with you.
Now, here's let me find something. This is what the theme would have been. Joel, I'm serious here. Now wait a minute. This is his Star Wars theme. Now let's see if this works. I think it will. Let's find out. No. Was he going to play a Jardian Sand? Kirby, can you hear that, Jewel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Star Wars, 1977. This is fun Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep going, Jewel. You can do that.
Yeah, it did good.
Turn off your targeting computer. It's almost over, Jewel. You can do it. There you go, Jewel. Do you know what that was?
No, what was it?
That was a piece of music by Robert Covert. That was the Super Train theme.
Oh, cool. I did not know that. I did not know he wrote that.
He wrote a lot of game show music also.
Cool. Robert Colbert was just a very, very talented composer. He should have been on more movie assignments.
He did a lot of incidental stuff on TV. It would have been interesting to hear what he did with a big, orchestra to accomplish some of that. Yeah.
Something I would have loved to hear him compose would have been The Last Starfighter.
I agree.
Because it's such a fun movie, and I could see him composing something like that.
I can too. I wonder what it would have sounded like. Somebody tells me it might have sounded like this. I think that was Bob Colbert.
Nice.
That was Chain Reaction.
What's something you'd want, that you would have wanted Bob Colbert to sort of compose?
The music to Somewhere in Time. He's very good at romantic music. So I would say, yeah, that would be my choice. What about you?
A Robin Hood movie.
Okay.
Because that or a Three Musketeers movie, because he would have did a great job.
I think his Robin Hood music would have been something like this. That was his music for the $25,000 Pyramid.
Cool. Yeah, I think he did a great job composing any movie that he would have been assigned. He's just a great composer.
I agree.
Is there anything you want to add about our Christmas Dark Shadows Christmas Star Wars special?
Well, hold on. We got like the sequels to go, my friend.
Oh, that's right.
You're not getting out this easy.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So we've gone through Return of the Jedi. We've done that. Now we've got Rey and Finn.
Oh, that's right.
And Aldo Ray, or who is that? The guy with the jacket that Finn takes. The one who was supposed to be the main character, and then nobody cared. Oscar Isaac, a much better actor than the part he played.
Yeah.
Name. Poe.
Yeah, Poe.
Poe. I'll remember you nevermore.
So who would you cast? You said Kate Jackson for Rey, right?
Yep.
So I'm with you on that. Kate Jackson would be a great choice. What about Poe?
Well, that's Michael Stroka.
You know what? I could see that. I could really see that. What about the stormtrooper who defected?
Sort of big and funny and hapless. Good sense of humor. That's a challenging part in Dark Shadows, because it's got to be somebody fun.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody fun. I don't know, Jewel. Who do you think? We haven't yet.
For that role, I know it's not. It's a different actor, but an actor who I think who I would have cast it would have been oh god, how about Jerry Lacey?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially in his Tony Peterson kind of. Yeah. Jerry Lacey would be great. Jerry Lacey. Well, okay. Now who do we cast as Finn? Michael Stroka.
Yeah.
I would flip him.
Ooh.
I'd flip him. Yeah, I think Michael could play that when he gets those real wide eyes, and he's seen something bad. Yeah. The Terminator. Yeah, Michael Stroka.
There was a character in this movie, who I think it's Andy Serkis who does the voice, I want to say.
Oh, Snoke.
Yeah.
Oh, the sort of fakish villain. Snoke. Did we cast Thayer as something?
I'm not sure if we did or didn't.
Let's get Thayer, David.
Yeah, why not? Because Thayer would definitely do a way better job than whoever they did cast. No offense.
Now we come to Kylo Ren. Now we come to Keith Prentice.
Yeah.
The butt cut. He's already got the hair.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. Keith would be great in that role. He'd nail it too. He knew, because Keith, no offense to Adam Driver. It's not that Adam Driver did a bad job, but the way Keith played two different characters in a series, and he could definitely play Kylo Ren in the snap of
Adam Driver is from a generation where you really can't have a lot of fun playing a villain.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it was very serious, very emo, and all of that. And Prentice would have none of that. He'd sink it into that character and just not let go.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. There was another character though too who was a good guy, who was a good character for the Force. It's a character that had like glasses.
Oh, the little barkeeper lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bathia Mapes or Madam Finley.
Yeah.
Madam Finley.
You know who? Now there's where I would put Clarice Blackburn in that role.
Yeah, Clarice be great.
You know, that would be just too fun for her. She'd make that role way more fun than what it even was.
True.
There's no point casting BB-8, is there?
No.
Okay.
Come on. It's something they found from David's bedroom. The crystal ball was rolling around. Okay. So now we're at the one everyone loves, Last Jedi, the one that's everyone's favorite. And is there anybody new they introduce in that?
Yeah, there actually is.
Yeah, the Benicio del Toro.
Well, there's that. There's Benicio del Toro, and there's that woman who works
Nancy
for the.
Bear.
Yeah.
Nancy Bear is the other general.
Yeah.
Yeah, General Mills or whoever she was. And so General Me Too. So we got that because it was in that period. And then Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. I'll tell you who I would cast as Benicio del Toro's character. And my biggest issue with that character is they never bring him back. Yeah, he was really interesting. But for that role, I would have cast oh crap. The guy who played 18, who was he? When they did in 1970, when they did that scene where it was the one guy in the colorful pants, I'm trying to think of his name.
I think we both encountered many people who would fit that description.
I know, I'm blanking on names, which sucks.
Tell it to the judge.
I know, tell me about it. You know what? Because I can't think of that actor's name. This is where I would actually put Joel Carruthers as Benicio del Toro.
God, what a waste! But then he can't play. Who was he playing earlier? He was playing Han Solo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can't fire Han Solo. Although he is a solo-esque, a solo cup of a performer. Get the guy who played who is it? Steve in Parallel. Get that guy.
Yeah. Could be. But for the woman general, I would actually go Marie Wallace.
Oh, that'd be good. As long as they got a long neck. Oh no. Oh wait, nope. Terry Crawford. She's got the longest neck on the show.
Yeah, Terry.
And they put those rings on her neck or whatever to make it extra long.
Yeah.
Laura Dern. Was it Laura Dern who played that part?
No.
Somebody just as severe. Who played that part? General. And I bet it was Laura Dern. Last Jedi. Who was it? Not Hux. We got to figure out who's going to play Hux. Let's see. General Last Jedi. Okay. Oh, for God's sake! What is her name? Oh, who's going to play General Hux while I look up this person?
Oh God, General Hux. You know what? Let's
Red hair. He's got red hair. Craig Slocum.
yeah. Let's give Craig Slocum a role.
I think, yeah, Holdo, and it looks like Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Holdo is Laura Dern. Yeah, okay. I liked her better in Wild at Heart. Okay. Laura Dern, Holdo. Yeah, there she is. That crazy long neck. Yeah, that's got to be. That's got to be Terry Crawford.
Yeah. Snook, was it okay? Here's a question for you: was it weird that they killed Snook in this movie? Yeah.
Yes, it was one of the many. I mean, I hate to be one of those guys. And you start fitting a political profile the minute you don't like this movie, and I'm sorry, but I don't. Who the hell were we just talking about? General Holdo and pals. We're Last Jedi. What? Right before I started ranting. Oh well, doesn't matter. Who cares? That's what I said.
Well, they kill Snook in the second movie, which I thought.
Yeah, this movie sucks, and it's I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to love all the ways it went right and left, but it basically just took the prior movie, and then got rid of everything. Right? We get rid of Luke as the Jedi. We get rid of our characters working as a triumvirate. We get rid of all of that. And we bring in Rose. Oh God.
Yeah.
And then the guy who made it, the bad robot guy, comes back, J.J. Abrams, and J. Jonah Abrams, and he has to put everything back in.
Yeah.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, the movies are a bit of a mess. I mean, that's putting it nicely.
It took these three movies to make George's trilogy, his prequel trilogy, look like genius.
See, I've always liked the prequels.
Yes, how old were you in 1999? Seriously, how old were you in 1999?
Oh, what? 17?
Well, that'll work. I've been 17. I would have liked it.
That was 17. Then again, look, I told you one of my favorite Halloween installments is Halloween Resurrection. I know how people feel about that movie.
I don't feel, you keep mentioning this movie. I need to watch it because I don't have any feeling below my leg. No, I don't have any feeling for it. I have not seen anything since Halloween 3. Oh, I saw that stupid Danny McBride thing that made 8 slasher films for a long time. I realized the only thing that would stop Michael Myers were the credits. It was like Coyote. There's big traps, and he keeps meet outsmarting.
Yeah. Well, Halloween Resurrection has Busta Rhymes in it.
We've talked about the oeuvre of Busta Rhymes in that film.
Yeah. Very, very interesting character. He plays named Freddie Harris, who owns a business called Dangertainment, and they set up cameras inside the Myers house, and they select 6 people at random to go into the house.
Okay.
And they go into the house, and whoever stays the night wins $1,000.
That's irresponsible television. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It is. Basically, they take the house on Haunted Hill concept and apply it to Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean,
think of a house though. It's like 2 stories and maybe a basement.
Yeah.
Somebody's house like at any point. The whole point of House on Haunted Hill is it's massive.
Yeah. Well, they're also there to solve why Michael went like batshit crazy, why he started killing. So they're not just there to stay the night, but if they stay there the whole night, they win $1,000.
Okay.
They don't have to solve why he did it. They just have to stay the night. But solving it is part of the plot device that they make for the movie. The weirdest thing about Resurrection, if you ever watch it, is Laurie Strode's character. It's debatable whether she dies because, again, the second part of the movie takes place in Haddonfield. They never mention Laurie's death in the sanitarium a year later.
How could they sink so? Who is Maury?
I don't think it's a writing error either. I think this is done on purpose by the producers to keep the character alive.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's been my for the longest time.
So, is there anything you add about our Star Wars picks?
Well, we got one more movie, Jewel.
Oh, that's right.
And then there's The Mandalorian. We're gonna be at this all night.
Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Well, you have that general lady.
Yeah.
Running around who kisses some gal when she gets out of her spaceship. That's cool. That's right before Chewbacca gets his medal. Which, why don't you think Chewbacca got him? I think Princess Leia's racist. He's an intelligent figure. He's well groomed, and yet she says, "I'd rather kiss Lando," which is a problematic. Or no, she said, "I'd rather kiss Lando than kiss a boy," or something like that. That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
I think she's got some. The droids don't get medals either. She's got to think humans and Corellians.
The general lady. So you know who I'd cast as her?
Who? The Jardians lady.
Well, the actress who played Amanda Harris.
Why not?
Yeah, we haven't cast her. Yeah, Dom. Yeah. What did you think of Rise of Skywalker?
Well, we talked about this with the Gill Man.
Yeah, we did.
But I will because a good story's worth repeating. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. All of the flaws that have been cited to me are completely legitimate. My relationship with Star Wars is I got to see Star Wars first afternoon showing opening day. My father just had a feeling this thing was going to be big. And the only way he got me into it, I didn't want to see it, was he said, "Well, I think there's a werewolf in it and robots." And if you look at the trailer and you see Chewbacca running around and you see robots, even stormtroopers and Darth Vader look like robots.
Yeah.
Okay. So I walked into a movie theater where science fiction had been the most fun science fiction was allowed to get was Logan's Run. Oh my, how depressing. So I walked out into a world where Star Wars existed and Star Wars was a thing. It was an incredible experience. It was one damn thing after another, one amazing sight. It was just to see that movie for the first time at age 6 in a world that had no Star Wars and nothing based on Star Wars was one of the most artistically transformative moments I've had as a person. So I have a very emotional connection with that movie. And then Empire Strikes Back comes along and it's kind of a downer. Oh, great. And then Return of the Jedi comes along and it's okay, but you kind of feel cheap and used by it at the end because it's no Star Wars. Then you get the sequels or the prequels, and it's like, oh God, this. And then you get those the first one, maybe the first of the sequels, maybe, but then Last Jedi just ruins everything. You thought George Lucas killed your childhood. That movie electrocuted it back to life, and then just made it confetti, digested it, and then you had to smell what came out. It was awful. So finally, we get this movie where you have teams of people working together. You have the Emperor's raising devil armies, and he's like a Jack Kirby villain. And because the Force is silly, and so they drop any pretense that the Force is not silly. And so it is finally the goofy space magic that it was always meant to be. The only thing I don't like is that dumb T-shirt they put Kylo Ren in when he's good. He loses old-fashioned sense. But I love seeing Chewbacca get the medal. I love seeing Chewbacca come back to life because, yes, I guess dramatically effective, you have Chewbacca's death, but, I have enough death in my own life. I go to the movies so that James Bond won't die. That's the whole thing. And, when Chewbacca came back, it was totally manipulative and cheap. But, sometimes Chewbacca didn't have to die. And I felt like I was given a gift. I know the movie was a mess to make, and there are all sorts of conflicting orders that came in. But emotionally, it gave the 6-year-old part of me something he had not been given by Star Wars since that first movie came out. That's my take on that movie.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, because you saw Empire Strikes Back in theaters, right?
Yeah.
How shocked were you by the reveal of Darth Vader being Luke's dad?
I was shocked that it was such a dumb story move. That it was so okay. Joel, let's talk about this logically for just a moment, all right? I'm serious about this. Here's the deal. If you go look at Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope, or as we knew it when it got an Academy Award nomination for Best Picture, Star Wars. If you look at Star Wars, Darth Vader is a thug. Darth Vader is odd job. It is not the fourth part of the massive Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader sextology or whatever. It is not that movie. Grand Moff Tarkin is the villain. There's no Yoda. The Emperor is mentioned, and that's it. So then we get to the second film, and suddenly, like Jaws from For Your Eyes Only, or Jaws from Spy Who Loved Me is running Spectre. So it doesn't make any sense at all. But okay, you go with it. And then, so Luke, who has heard propaganda about Darth Vader, had a weird dream with him. Okay, so what? But other than that, saw a glimpse of him in a hallway where he struck down a man who promptly came back to life as a blue ghost. So he can't be that much in mourning. That you have that this figure, then you're in a fight with him. And he says, oh, by the way, I am your father. We never heard Luke have any real orphan issues. He's fascinated by Anakin or by Obi-Wan and by, the promise of who Anakin was. And so my reaction would be, well, you certainly have fallen because now you're a thug for the Emperor and I'm going to kill you. There's no real emotional resonance. Now, Jewel, do you know the line that was in the script that everyone had that they were about to shoot?
No, I don't know.
This is a big deal because he got changed at the last minute, or Mark Hamill was told at the last minute. I think there's something weird with the story. I really do, because it's a dumb storytelling move. The original line in the script would have made a much more interesting film and a much more interesting Return of the Jedi tremendously. And it's this: Obi-Wan killed your father.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow is right. And so then Luke, who has a relationship with Obi-Wan, he loves Obi-Wan. Then Luke has the response, no, that's not possible. Whatever it is that he screams makes much more sense, because it doesn't not make sense that Darth Vader could be his father. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't see that coming. Well, I guess we're going to keep fighting or something. But that's it. And it just, what an intriguing mystery that Luke has to solve.
Yeah.
And in that film, not only did he have to get Han Solo back, but what was the mystery of Obi-Wan? And what's the mystery? What is Yoda not telling him?
Yeah.
And it goes back to Dagobah for reasons. Oh, and of course, there's some elaborate reason why this happened. But man, you got a stew going.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah. Well, the more you know.
Yeah. I will say, like, when you watch the first Star Wars, which, the original Star Wars movie that you and I know,
Yeah.
there are we get hints of Luke's dad. His aunt, his uncle's, his aunt says he's like his dad, he's like his father, and Ben, that's what worries me. The farmer says that's what worries me. And then Obi-Wan talks about Luke's father, that Luke's father was a very good pilot, a very good Jedi, but he was betrayed by Darth Vader. And if you want to say that Darth Vader was at one point a Jedi, but not Anakin Skywalker, yeah, I guess you could go there.
Yeah.
They could have did that, sure.
Yeah, if they'd been brave.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think making Darth Vader Luke's father is brave. I think it was cheap. I do. I think it was just a cheap idea. It's like, oh, we've made him the bad guy. One of these Luke's father. Oh, it's really that line. Obi-Wan killed your father. Is so deep, has so much mystery tied up in it. Holy cow, think about the head trip that puts on Luke.
Yeah. Well, maybe the explanation of why Obi-Wan killed Luke's father is that Darth Vader turned him. They're
right. There's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, they had lots to play with, it sounds like, and just went throughout their route. They went. I do feel that I'm your father, Luke, I'm your father. Is it interesting? A bit to me. I think it's shocking. Like, once you hear, it's like, wait, what?
It certainly got my attention.
Yeah, it's shocking. It's like okay, wait, how? And then now that's what they've done, though. They've taken Darth Vader's backstory and have attached it to Anakin Skywalker in every way.
Well, yeah, but he's attached to Anakin at the beginning when Obi-Wan says he killed him.
Yeah.
There's already something there. Yeah, I'll tell you, watching it, for me at least in the theater, I'm your father. It's like, okay, I can't do anything about that right now. What I am curious about is what's going to happen on the quest to get Han Solo back.
Yeah.
That was what was primarily in my mind when I walked out of the theater. Massively disappointed, thinking I'm going to have to wait 3 more kid years, and a kid year is like 10 adult years.
Yeah.
3 more kid years until this damn thing gets solved? No way, lady. That's why Back to the Future 2 gave such a gift to audiences, by having this huge cliffhanger and then immediately giving you that trailer for Back to the Future 3, which is what happened. And God, what a great, great way to see that. The theater just left on a cloud. They couldn't wait for summer in 1990.
Yeah. What did you think of The Mandalorian?
It's the first really interesting, good, entertaining Star Wars since the first movie. Yeah. And it's, I think maybe some of my reaction to the rise of the Skywalkers is the rise of the Clampets is that it came out within like days of The Mandalorian. And I was prepared to like neither. I just looked at anything. So I looked at the trailer to the Star Wars thing. I was like, oh God, trailer Mandalorian. I'm more of this. I felt obligated. I feel like where I am now, I'm obligated to have to watch it. I'm not going to enjoy it. And I saw that really tight half hour that was The Mandalorian. And I thought, oh, this is different. We're back. And there's Werner Herzog. And I wrote lyrics to the theme song. You know that, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah. I wrote lyrics to the Mandalorian theme song. Hang on. They're good lyrics too, and they should have used them. but of course, that didn't happen. And let me see if I can find them. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Soaring through space with his pal Baby Yoda, every bounty he'll chase, for he must make a quota. You can't replace all the pain that composed him, but his heart's made of lace for the orphans who knows him. When the road is tough, call the Mandalorian. When the times get rough, call the Mandalorian. He'll shoot, outwit, and charm with a Baby Yoda. And he'll never, ever take off his wacky hat. No, he can't. No, he can't. No, he can't. No, siree. Not for you or for me. With his baby pal. It's the Mandalorian and a big-armed gal. He's the Mandalorian. He'll get right through the slog, working for Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I think what The Mandalorian really did was go back to the roots of Star Wars, a Western in space.
Yeah.
And really, I think too, it showed something else. People miss Westerns as well. So I think it was the right time. It was the right time.
Yeah.
They did a completely different story. They weren't trying to tie it to, a bunch of stuff. And the character was interesting. Then they had introduced this baby Yoda, which isn't necessarily Yoda. It's Yoda's species. It's Yoda's species, which is interesting. Now, I did not know we were going to get, Luke Skywalker until they teased.
Who knew?
That was fun.
Now, here's a question. Did you ever see the TV show Automan?
No.
Did you ever hear about it?
No.
It's about a computer detective who helped out a cop played by Desi Arnaz Jr. And I wrote lyrics to that too. And they go like this. Who is Automan? Where is Automan? He's a digital detective on our side. I'm a fan. He is Automan. Why not Automan? He fights diabolical downloads with Elan. And then he had this little floating blip of a pal named Cursor who would sexually harass women. And there's his pal Cursor. He
Wow.